Nkwen Baptist Center Ring Road gets asphalt as tarring begins. The CBC has expressed deep sorrow and solidarity with the victims of the tragic flood that struck Mile 2 Nkwen, Bamenda on Thursday, March 26, 2026, claiming several lives. In this newscast, we will bring to you a communique by the Executive President of CBC, Reverend Dr. Teke John Ekema, to the bereaved families. Thanks for joining us. We begin this newscast on a sad note with a communique by the Executive President of the Cameroon Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Teke John Ekema, and it reads, Subject, Message of Condolence and Encouragement. Dearly beloved brethren in Christ Jesus, it is with a painful heart that I write to you on my behalf and on behalf of the entire Cameroon Baptist Convention. Thursday, 26th of March, 2026 was black on Nkwen, Bamenda following the flood that swept away many people who were crossing on the makeshift deviation bridge around the filling station at Nkwen. At least 4 corpses have been retrieved. 2 of these, Sister Njini Courage and Brother Wele Evaristos, were committed Christians of Nkwen Baptist Church. Dearly beloved, the entire Cameroon Baptist Convention grieves with you and prays that our sovereign God, the God of all comfort, will grant you divine comfort during this moment of pain. I encourage you all to lift your eyes to the Lord from whom our help comes, as seen in Psalms 121 verse 1. I also pray for speedy recovery to those who survived the calamity by the grace of God. Be assured of my continuous prayers for you and your families. Do accept my heartfelt condolences. Yours sincerely, signed Reverend Dr. Teke John Ekema, Executive President, CBC. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Christians have been called upon to number their days. The call was made Saturday at Nkwen Baptist Church in Bamenda at the funeral service of Brother Wele Evaristos, who died in the Mile 2 bridge flood incident. Speaking from Psalms 90 from verse 3 to 5, the Reverend Kulka Collins, Associate Pastor in charge of youths, said life is like dust, and with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, for life and death is in God's hands. Brother Wele Evaristos was born in 1995. He leaves behind a wife, family members and Nkwen Baptist Church to mourn him. His mortal remains has been taken to Elak Oko for burial. In the following report, Pastor Fomi Kensa Kaiser revisits the ordeal at the Mile 2 bridge flood incident.
The pain of loss is overwhelming, especially when it is sudden and tragic. The Mile 2 bridge incident on March 26 has brought sorrow to Nkwen Baptist Church and the families of Njini Courage and Evaristo. CBC Executive President Reverend Dr. Teke John understands the magnitude of this loss and has sent a heartfelt message of condolence, offering comfort and hope. He encourages the bereaved to seek divine solace and prays for recovery for those who survived. As we reflect on the tragedy, our wish would have been that those swallowed by rainwater and vomited out in Mulang should have experienced what happened to Jonah in Nineveh. Since the history of Nineveh did not repeat itself, we look forward to the day of Revelation 20, verse 13. The sea will give up the dead that are in it, and those who believe in Christ will spend eternity with the King of Kings.
On a more lighter note, tarring has officially begun on the stretch of the ring road at the Nkwen Baptist Center in Nkwen, Bamenda as of April 1st, 2026, marking a major milestone in the long-anticipated upgrade of the center. Senior journalist Emmanuel Woloko now traces the evolution of the roadworks leading up to this critical stage.
Although the tarring proper came on April the 1st, 2026, it is a reality and not April Fool. As the first coat of tar touched the earthworks, it signified a long-awaited dream materializing. It was on December the 27th, 2025, that heavy-duty equipment were deployed by a road construction company on the instruction of CBC leadership to scrap the old tar, which was already an eyesore with potholes littered here and there. Thereafter, the construction company concentrated on building the gutters to improve on the drainage system. The CBC Executive President, the Reverend Dr. Teke John Ekema, on January the 22nd, 2026, wanted the CBC Chairman, Mr. John Kongo Kwa, and the CBC directors to get first-hand information from the contractor, what he was doing. He said the ring roads will have 2 roundabouts, one in front of the central administration and the other around the printing press. And in a few days from now, the Baptist Center will be born anew and will reflect an organization which has been enjoying autonomy now for over 70 years, working with her partners to emerge.
Christians of Nkwen Baptist Church, Bamenda, have been called upon to fix their eyes on the finished work of Jesus. The call was made on Good Friday by Reverend Kulka Collins, Associate Pastor in charge of youths. Preaching from John 19 from verse 25 to 37, the servant of God said that the death of Christ on the cross was a divine project, a promise fulfilled, and the full payment of the debt of sin. Also present was the senior pastor, Reverend Ginny Edward, and the French minister. The solemn service was characterized by congregational singing, choral presentation, prayers, giving, and was attended by hundreds of Christians who left in anticipation of Easter Sunday. A 2-day seminar has taken place at the Cameroon Baptist Convention's center, bringing together the different Boys Brigade coordinators across the different fields of the convention. The aim was to develop solutions to already existing problems to better the ministry. Emanuela C. tells us more in the following report.
This yearly come-together of field coordinators of the Boys Brigade of the Cameroon Baptist Convention is focused on sharpening their skills in administration, effective ministry, and collaboration with their pastors. According to the National BB Coordinator, this seminar is important each year as it is an opportunity for the coordinators to learn new skills for their field companies.
The role of this seminar is to help them see how to coordinate the activities that we have, how to manage the Boys Brigade companies. So like you must have seen, they were standing up doing paper presentations of what they learned. They discovered problems on the ground, and then they have brought solutions. They are coming now to tell us that these are the solutions.
The field coordinators during the event engaged in presentations on safety measures and, most importantly, the Boys Brigade Handbook, which would act as a guide for them. As the Cameroon Baptist Convention's Boys Brigade clock 70, the coordinators say they want to improve the company in their fields.
Gone are the days where they understand that Boys Brigade, like what we got through the seminar, that Boys Brigade is all about company attention, as others always say, company attention, the gesticulation of the body movements. But no, it's not all about that. There's a whole lot of it in the ministry, learning, bringing boys to Christ and letting them know about the more of God and even other aspects of life. So that is what it's all about. So it's not just about the body movements, but there's so much as far as civics is concerned, as far as education is concerned, and as far as a whole lot of things are concerned.
The Boys Brigade of the Cameroon Baptist Convention is a youth movement with the objective of advancing Christ's kingdom amongst boys, as well as promote the habit of obedience, discipline, and respect that will build the boys to become men.
Empowered to prosper, Fostering Entrepreneurship for Kingdom Impact was the theme for the Entrepreneurship Seminar that held Monday, March 30, 2026 at Cameroon Baptist Church, Mile 1, Limbe. Our field reporter, Vali Bwinda, completes that story.
The Entrepreneurship Seminar hosted by the Limbe North Association on Monday, 30th March 2026 at the Cameroon Baptist Church, Mile 1, Limbe, under the theme Empowered to Prosper, Fostering Entrepreneurship for Kingdom Impact, drawn from Proverbs chapter 10 verse 5, with the speaker, Reverend Pierre Sunday, who trained young entrepreneurs to see entrepreneurship as a legitimate form of Christian service. Also, he empowered Christians to genuinely make money in different entrepreneurial sectors. The association pastor, Reverend Ganji Jeeves, shared his vision.
One of my visions for Limbe North is to see that the churches are empowered because when the churches are empowered, they can be able to carry out missions, not actually depending all the time on the Christians to give their tithes and offerings.
Similarly, the association chairman, Mr. Samuel Charles, also expressed reasons for the seminar.
We thought it wise that we should empower the Christians of the church, this association particularly, with this seminar so that they can be drilled and trained on the different ways to genuinely make money.
While participants also expressed themselves on how impactful the seminar was, and also states to put to action skills and knowledge they have acquired.
Many people know and they talk about business in the church, it's like a taboo. And sometimes the pastors are related to be criticized and sometimes they fear even in running business.
In response, the speaker expressed himself to have met the expectations of the participants.
The response I see and get from the trainees shows that by some means I met their expectations.
The seminar proven to be an impactful one as participants went back home with the mindset of an entrepreneur.
That story by Vali Bwinda puts an end to this edition of the news on CBC television. Thank you for staying with us and keep watching CBC TV.